I'll ask you then, what's the latest? A new baby?
More than one.
2 twins?
More than 2.
3? 4?
No.
5?
No.
6? 7? 8? 9? 10? 10 babies? All at once? Well, that can't be to do with the cows or the sheep or the goats. So it's either chickens or ducks. Cats. One of the cats has had 10 kittens.
No. You've forgotten one sort of animal.
Hey, have you heard? One of the pigs has had 10 babies. Go on.
No.
Now you've gone and spoilt it.
Get out before we chuck you out. Chuck you out.
Fifi, 10 new piglets have been born. Do you know, Hubert, the 100-horsepower tractor, says pigs are the most intelligent animals on the farm.
Well, that loud-mouthed great machine is right for once. Pigs are the most intelligent farm animals. Cats and dogs, of course, are in a different class.
Hubert says that machines are even cleverer than animals.
He's a big head, Hubert is. He needs his tyres letting down.
I must go and tell him and Fred about the piglets.
Well, keep your distance, Georgina. Whatever that Hubert says about machines being clever, they are certainly dangerous.
Fred, what do you think? 10 new piglets have been born.
Pigs? Ugh, ugly creatures.
Ugly? I don't think so. I think pigs are beautiful.
Nobody asked your opinion, young lady. Nobody asked yours, for that matter. And anyways, I agrees with Georgina. I think pigs is nice animals. I used to like to see pigs about the place when I was a young tractor. You go and have a look at the piglets, my dear, and come back and tell us all about them.
I thought there were going to be 10 piglets.
Well, are there? How many have you counted?
7.
Oh, the others are in the sty inside, I expect.
What sort of pigs are these?
These pigs are called middle whites. They're quite rare, really. I've got all sorts of funny breeds of pigs here. I've got black ones and white ones and spotty ones and ginger ones. You can always tell middle whites because they got shoved in noses, like somebody else I know. But pigs are very intelligent animals, you know, Georgina. You've only got to look in one's eyes to see what clever little beasts they are. Much cleverer than cows or silly sheep. Have a look at this person. Hello. Look at these eyes. You look clever. Aren't you clever? Yeah, I've done to you, Mummy.
Fifi, why do you think Hubert is always so grumpy about all the animals on the farm?
Oh, he just thinks nobody matters except Hubert the 100-horsepower tractor. He's very young, you must remember. He only came out of the factory last year. He has a great deal to learn about the world.
Fred knows a lot, doesn't he, Fifi?
Oh, old Fred's seen it all. Nothing much surprises old Fred. Live and learn, they say, and that's what Fred's done. Talking of pigs, though, even Fred might be surprised to hear the story of the dog that fed the piglet.
A dog feeding a piglet? Whatever do you mean?
Ask your grandfather.
All right.
Hello, Georgina.
Hello. Grandpa? A dog couldn't feed a piglet, could it?
Could you now? Once I had two pigs that were sisters, called Alwyn and Blodwyn. And they were very sensible sort of animals. And they used to come up to the front of the sty that they shared when I went to see them in the morning. And they'd both say together, "Scratch my back." And then when I'd done that, they'd say, "Tickle my ears." And then when I'd done that, they'd say, "Well, go on then, fetch us our breakfast. Hurry up."
They did everything together, did they?
Yes, they even had their babies on the same day. Blodwyn had 7 in the morning, and Alwyn had hers that evening. Yes, 7 too. And you could see straight away that Blodwyn was going to be a very sensible sort of mother. When I went to see the babies, they had separate sties by now. She said to me, "Look at them, aren't they beautiful, all so fat and healthy? Aren't they a lovely lot?" And she got up very, very carefully, so as not to tread on any, and let me have a look at them. And then she lay down very, very carefully, so as not to squash any. But when Alwyn had her babies, it was quite different. "Oh, horrible, wriggly little thing," she said. "Whatever are they? Take them away." And I had to take them away and give them to Blodwyn to look after. All 13.
13? You said both of them had 7.
Aha, yes.
That's 14.
That's right. I thought you might get that. Well, you see, one of Alwyn's babies was a little runt. Very, very small one. And at that time we had another dachshund called Anna, who was very motherly. She'd mother anything, other puppies, kittens even. So I thought she could look after this little baby for a little while. So I took the baby piglet in, put him into Anna's basket. "Oh, isn't he lovely?" she said. And then I went off to the kitchen to get a bottle to feed the piglet. When I came back with a bottle, Anna said, "Don't bother with that. This little chap's much too important to have cow's milk." And she suckled the piglet herself. And you know, she fed him until he was strong enough to go back and live with his brothers and sisters and cousins and be fed by his Auntie Blodwyn.
I never know whether Grandpa's stories are true or made up. Do you think a dog could nurse a piglet?
You're talking rubbish, young lady. Dogs have puppies. Sows have piglets.
And mares have foals.
And ducks have ducklings.
And sheep have lambs.
And geese have...
Goslings.
And goats have kids.
And cats have kittens.
Yes, I know all that. But Grandpa was telling me this story about a dog that was the foster mother to a piglet. A dog called Anna.
Ah, well, now, I remember a dog called Anna. It were a long time ago, mind. When you were a jolly young tractor, I suppose. That's right, Bert. When I were a jolly young tractor, 50 years ago, I worked all winds and weathers, in rain or gale or snow. But I couldn't do it now, oh dear me, no. My engine's tired and my wheels turn slow. But it's nice to remember what I done in the good old days when life were fun. When I were a jolly young tractor 50 years ago, but I couldn't do it now, oh dear me, no.